video, Tiny Revolution. I am here today in a 16-foot by 16-foot tough shed prefab building because I want to answer a question that so many people ask. Can you turn a prefab structure like a shed or a garage or something of that nature that you get at your local Home Depot or Lowe's or Menards and make it a tiny house? And I'm here to say, yes, you can. It requires a little bit of work, but not so much that you can't make it happen. Alright, so here I am standing downstairs because I want to point out some structural things. Now, you'll notice that I'm leaning against just a standard 2x4, a framing 2x4. Not a problem. These are 16 inches on center, which means your insulation batting is going to go very nicely in that cavity. I know it's 16 inches on center, not just because I measured it, because it's actually stamped 160C, 16 on center. Now you'll also notice that there's the LP logo, so that means that this is LP Smart Side that was used to create this tough shed. As I'm looking up here, you'll notice that there are just standard 2x10s right here supporting the upstairs, acting also as the ceiling joist, which will be great because then we'll be able to attach our sheetrock directly to them. Same thing over here. Now we do have that double door, but that's framed up so you can put a standard door kit in there, not a problem. I do want to point out one thing though, and that's right here in the corner. Because these walls are prefab, meaning they were built on the ground probably and just stood up, they need to have either a nailing strip or they need to have another 2x4 added in there so you've actually got a nice corner stud system so that your sheetrock will attach nicely to the wall and give you a good solid foundation. But I'm looking around and I'm thinking to myself, this could be a bathroom, this could be a little closet, this could be a living room. It really does work, especially if it's just two people, or it's one person, or you want to use it for a tiny house retreat.
From the outside, our studio model looks very similar to our tall classic with a house door. You can order a nice tall classic, but it's still pretty much a storage shed. Our studio, though, is very different in 5 key areas: structural, electrical, interior finish, concrete, and permits. Let's go over these one at a time. First, structurally. Our studio is several inches taller than our tall classic. It has extended roof overhangs and also has extra framing lumber in the corners and ceiling to accommodate sheetrock. Second, electrical. Our studio is completely wired for electrical, including 4 outlets, 4 LED ceiling lights, a dual switch, and an exterior motion light. We run a connection to your main electrical panel, giving your studio its own dedicated circuit. With electrical, you can use your studio day or night, plug in all your gear, and run a small heater during the winter. Third, interior finish. Our studio has insulated walls and ceiling, textured sheetrock, finished trim around the windows and door, natural oak finished flooring, and baseboard. The interior finish is what really sets our studio off compared to a storage shed. It's just like stepping into a finished room in your home. Fourth, concrete slab or foundation. By now you can see our studio is much more than a storage shed, and it really should sit on something more solid than dirt or gravel. For this reason, we include concrete in the price of all our studios. The type of concrete depends on the size of the studio and the city in which you are located. You may need a 4-inch concrete slab or a full foundation with perimeter footings. We will determine which one is needed and cover this in detail during the conference.
provided by Union Station personnel. Let's take a closer look at this remarkable program.
Passageways is our intake center. It's the initial portal for services in the San Gabriel Valley for homeless individuals and families. When people's homelessness has been verified, our team engages with them immediately to provide them access to resources and benefits.
The Adult Center is a 56-bed shelter. We provide housing for men and women that are coming from the streets. They're provided with food, clothing assistance, with a case manager that will assist them in recognizing what their different needs are, whether that's a housing need, whether that's mental health, whether that's addiction, and we're able to get them on a track where they're able to move from being on the streets into their own housing.
Our Family Center is a 50-bed facility located on our main campus on Orange Grove in Pasadena. Our case management team there partners with the entirety of the family, seeking adequate services, individualized and as a family unit, so that people can successfully move back into the community.
We are so much more than 3 hots and a cot. We are setting up goals for people. We're here to try to help improve and enhance people's lives.
Euclid Villa is a 14-unit apartment building in Pasadena where families can live in transitional settings for up to 2 years.
We try very hard to make sure that the families that are staying here feel like they are in their own homes. They have their own apartments, they have their own key, they pay their rent. By the time they leave this place, they are pretty wholesome people, and it's really a beautiful thing to see.
Sources is a necessary program for people to have the economic wherewithal to be successful back in the community.
For a long time, people haven't had the opportunity to dream, let alone to have someone say, your dreams are valid, what you want is valid, what excites you and gets you up in the morning is valid, and we can help you get there. That's what Sources does.
They taught me how to interview. They taught me how to, they helped me with my resumes, helped me with my applications. They helped me find the job that I have today that I've been at for a year and am doing quite well at.
Centennial Place is a 142-unit SRO, single room occupancy, that is filled with formerly homeless individuals with a disability.
We're helping them have the kind of life that we all want to enjoy in a community living environment. Now on the drawing board and in process is a project that we haven't yet named, but it's going to be at the northwest corner of Union and Mar Vista here in Pasadena. And that's going to be a housing development that's going to have 20 apartments for formerly homeless families.
Of course, it goes without saying that none of this good work would be possible without the selfless commitment of an amazing team of caring, focused, and inspired individuals.